As the story goes, we all die. Everything does. However, people are constantly battling the idea. People attempt to attain closure with a funeral service to say goodbye to their loved ones. We see them one last time if there's an open casket, and for the open casket there's always embalming. Modern embalming has been taking place since around 1867 when formaldehyde came into popular use. Since then, it's been a legal standard alongside cremation in America, but is not so common in other parts of the world. Embalming itself is expensive, often ranging in price from $500 to $1,000 on top of ceremony and casket, also very expensive. When we consider the cost alone, it would seem simpler just to bury loved ones in a wooden casket and disregard the removal of fluids from their bodies and replacement with chemicals. Although it's a nice thought to have a viewing, we all have to face the fact that they don't look anything like they did when they were alive, so embalming and all of its strenuous difficulty is a pretty moot point and really gross. Then we have to confront the paradox of spirituality, which comes hand in hand with the prospect of death. If we take a step back and look at our world, we see the biodegrading process, also known as what dead stuff does all by itself. Yes, this is how the world recycles organic matter. It happens every second of every day since before the dawn of time, so everything in this world has a distinct connection to the eras before it, all recycled into one big writhing goober of life. People plant things, farm animals, eat them, and shit them. The vicious cycle is very similar to a tree falling in the forest, rotting away, and forming new soil for things to grow, make new air, byproducts, and someday too dying. All the cells in our body have grown from the elements. A long time ago, I was a tiny cell formed from the food my mother ate, and my father had a cell with the exact same story. Together they met, my mother continued to eat from the world, and I grew up a part of it. Eating the world piece by piece allowed me enough space to fit into it, as other things died. This seems to be fairly common practice amongst the living. When we bury people in a sealed box filled up with chemicals via hose, we're hiding them from the world they're part of. It's like damning them away as opposed to giving them new life. As Einstein's theory of relativity says, mass is concentrated energy. This popular theory is held highly in science. Comparing it to spirituality may be something to consider more seriously. If energy is stagnating in a box for a long time, millions of people's recycling process is put on hold for years. Reincarnation of kinetic energy is a fairly elementary aspect of physics that all kids learn about in science class. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred. But then again, why even care in the first place? No one likes physics class, and dead bodies aren't that interesting to the majority of the population anyway.